for it to go up first. While you're guessing that you got the bottom, I'll wait until it goes up first, and then I'll get it on the retest to the bottom. Good idea, huh? Then I don't have to guess. Pick up tennis. Yeah. Okay, we're live. They don't understand. Wait for 6 months. Yeah. They're like, I'm going to get Amazon at such a great price. And then you ask them what for. And they're like, oh, I'm going to be holding for years. All right, well then, 5-10 years from now, it really doesn't matter if you get it at between 70 and 120. When it's at 1,000, it's roughly the same. Really don't need to stress if that's your kind of investing style. Lipo starting to come up out of that base. Did anybody start to build a position on Lipo? Analysts say it's going to 150. Yeah. Don't trade options, Jimmy. Yeah, I trade options. I can trade options. I have traded options. I'm an expert options trader for basic options trading. And I'm telling you, don't trade them. Just don't do it. Yep. And instead, trade futures. About the same. Instead, use options for swing trading and investing purposes. And the most ideal way to use options because of their asymmetric risk is to hedge actual share positions or portfolio. Phenomenal for that. Unparalleled asset. It's almost illegal, the asymmetric risk and how good they're for hedging. What's the news with lock period on HKD? I don't know. Can somebody else bring that news to us? That'd be great. All right, let's take a look at the market. We've got about 14 minutes until the market opens. So the other day, we had this swing high form, which I am predicting, because it's a very strong swing high, that we are going to go up to that swing high, fill liquidity, and then go down to these lows. Now, we need a very strong catalyst to be able to do all that, and tomorrow's CPI is probably going to be it. So I think today's going to either doji out or go a little bit red, nothing important. If it ends a little bit green, okay. Another thing that could happen is it goes all the way up to that liquidity area. But I really think that market makers are going to want to have that available for tomorrow's CPI release information. So I think today's going to be roughly a doji low volume day. Probably ends slightly red, and it's mostly trappy and probably low volume. Indecision kind of day. There's really no reason for anyone to take a direction. Not anyone who's smart and has lots of money. Everybody else can't do anything. They're just a grain of sand in the landscape stock market. So today's going to be roughly kind of a nothing day. So that's great. Instead, tomorrow will be a lot of fun. Instead, what we'll do is we'll trade momentum stocks. So let's go over to the daily picks, the daily hot picks for momentum movers. And we've got Prty, Prty, looking like it wants to party. It's probably going to go and test one today. $1. It's at 60 cents right now. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Make sure you cut at break even if you're up a little bit, and at a very, very tiny loss if you're down. If you're down anything, you cut. If you're up and it should come back down and you didn't take some profits, you cut at break even or better. You take all your profits and money off the table. But otherwise, Prty has potential to try and test $1 today. Bbby has been hot because it's very close to deciding whether or not it's going to go into bankruptcy around the beginning of February. We will know if they're going to have to file for bankruptcy. Until then, it's hot because they have a turnaround specialist over there working the company and trying to turn it around until then. So it has a lot of potential at $2. But I would not. This is not something you want to hold into a bankruptcy potential, you guys. You'll get a penny per share once it goes in and then comes out. You don't get to keep. They'll issue. Everything will be new shares. You don't get to keep your old shares. You get a penny. It go through. It'll get washed. That's boom, and it'll start over again. And that's when you buy it when it comes back out. But don't hold it into bankruptcy for now. Though it has some potential because they're trying to turn it around, and it can blip and be volatile, and you can trade it and make some money off it. BBBY, Xela, Xela, a little bit hot this morning. It could be the beginning of a hot period for Xela, and that's pretty much the only reason I'm jumping in it. Is that this could be the beginning of something, and so I may build a position in there over the course of a few days. And see if it can go and basically double in a week. I don't think it's going to do that night. Not today. Maybe tomorrow. I don't think it's going to do that night. All right. And then Bior, we got in yesterday at $5 at the close, and it hit almost $9.30 overnight. And now this morning it's around $6.30, and could have another hot day. Otherwise, maybe not. But if it can get over $7, that's a nice inflection point. If it gets over $8, it's really going to start flying. It might even pop 10 and hit 15 today. So Bior with a lot of potential. Just make sure, again, you protect your capital, you protect your bets. Keep your money out on the table while the wheel is hot. Take it back when it goes cold. Don't lose money. Take your money back. You're only in it to make money. Otherwise, you can go sell lemonade on a corner or start your own business or whatever. There's lots of better ways to make money than to put it at high risk situations like this, and you don't even understand how to control your risk. Don't do it. Don't be that guy. Lay's is also curving up. Lay's over $3. And I go live. Yes, I did go live. Okay, good. And then you got the buy or trade. Yep, you sold yesterday. Very nice. And then they wanted me to look at Tesla. I thought, okay, yeah. What about Tesla? What's up with Tesla today? Just a bounce off the bottom, or what? I don't know. There's nothing too terribly attractive going on there on Tesla, other than the fact that it could break out of this kind of pivot high. But again, CPI data is out tomorrow, so it's not much of a swing trade you could get into right now. All right, the market opens in 7 minutes, and we are fully prepared. We got Prty, BBBY, Xela, and Bior, the best looking ones. And then coming up from behind is Lipo and Laser Photonics. And Lipo is Lipella Pharmaceuticals. I got Fro on this other area over here, I think. No, I don't. Did I get out of FWBI yet? Yeah, I did. Okay, yesterday or the day before. So, Fro. Yeah, Fro's kind of not happening, you know. Look, once Fro got interesting, it jumped to $13. The next day, it hit $14. The next day, and then it stayed there. Now it's at 13.76. So essentially, it hasn't done anything. You know, for a stock to have direction, it has to trend, it has to run, it has to go up or go down. So Fro isn't doing anything. It hasn't shown itself to want to do anything. And that happens often. That's the most frequent move, is one move. You know, news came out, move. The end. Over. That's the most frequent situation. The situations we're trying to go after are not those kinds of situations. We're trying to find momentum stocks that pop on news and keep going, right? So BBBY, that looks like it's kind of doing that. Prty's been doing that. You know, some of these other stocks haven't been doing that. Bior's been doing that. It shouldn't be that interesting to you as a pick, as something you want to get in, if it hasn't made progress from its initial beginning of its new price location. Just because something is up 50% doesn't mean it went up 50%. It just could have price adjusted 50% on news and then done nothing. We're interested in movement, not a move. Movement. Liposuction, yeah. Lemonade stand. Don't be that guy. Carl, you sent that as a direct message, by the way. You could click everyone. Show, I don't know, it's got everyone in meeting. That's what it is, yeah. All right, we got 4 minutes until the market opens. And I'm going to pull up mostly a Bior. Yeah, I think, but maybe Prty. All right. You have Prty at 58 cents. Should you buy more now? That's exactly where it's at. So you already have it where it's at. Let's just see what it does. Maybe, but it could get as low as 5 cents and on you. You might be able to get more. Think about this. Maybe just only buy more if it. Yeah, just never mind. I don't even know how much you have or what your goals are. I can't really tell you anything about that. You're gonna have to figure that out for yourself. You're gonna have to understand how to trade. Lipo's going through a real fight. I don't think so. It looks very beautiful. I love this. These movements it's making. I mean, it might be on a real fight, but it's making progress. I think it's gonna pop 6. I think it could do it. All right, we got 2.5 minutes until the market opens. SHC is still sitting in a good location, it looks like. SHC, so that could be a multi-day swing trade. Yeah, still in a good spot. Understood. Good. Okay, we got 1 minute and 15 seconds till the market opens. BBBY has a very bullish formation going on. All right. 45 seconds. Oh yeah, BBPY has plenty of potential reward. I mean, it wouldn't be trying to go up at 279 if it wasn't if people weren't thinking that it could go over 3. By logic alone. 14 seconds. All right, what do we got here momentum wise? BBBY sucking back to 255. Prty holding around 59 cents. Bior looks like it wants to fail out. Bior. Bior has potential though, it could pick up, but not if it fails out. Xela putting in a very red move. And the market is pulling back after initially moving up. Thoughts on Fate? Amazon, up, missing the boat. That's okay. Amazon at 91.36. People are buying up Amazon. The market red, BBBY at 260. Prty failing out. Okay, it's actually coming back up. Prty is reclaiming now. Lipo tagged 610 and then pooped out. Lipo sucked up some money and then melted. Bwen coming up. Bwen could be something here. BWEN. Bwen. There, it's breaking pivots and taking names. That could be a momentum entry on Bwen. The market is melting. Speaking of, market is melting. The only thing really moving up is Amazon. Prty's hitting that 55-cent level we talked about earlier. Is potential supportive area. potentially. It could be a spot where you could build a little position. Lay's couldn't quite get over $3, so it looks like it's going to fail out. BBBY has broken down. It's time to exit BBBY. I click the flatten button. Exit should have been around 250. That would be the full-on breakdown, 250. It's now at 240, 243. It's probably a good short. I don't know if it'll let me. I'll try. Let's see if it'll give it to me. No, they're not giving out shares to short on that one. Bior, time to flatten Bior. Out of that. What Prty does, but it's not showing bullish momentum. UN pulled back to 380. Yeah, Fro is curling up a little bit, but like we talked about pre-market, Fro, so what? Fro hasn't done much. Fro has been between 13 and 14 this whole time. It hasn't shown that it's going to do anything. Yes, it has before, and it could. Not much reliability there. So yeah, you could build a little position there. The reward is just a little bit unknown. Maybe not. And Xela's dumping. Am I already out on that? No. Okay, time to get out on that. That's not a good candidate for a short. Set up well. The market's really coming up off that bottom, and this is probably how it's going to be all day. It's going to break highs and lows constantly, keep expanding range, trapping, reversing, chopping, trapping, reversing, chopping. That's going to create that doji type of day, lack of progress day. There's really not anything doing anything amazing at this point other than Amazon. Amazon's doing really good. Amazon's up 3% now. Amazon is independently running while the market is going back and forth. So Amazon in its own lane. Went from opening at 90.72, now at 92.72. It's up 2 points. BBBY is trying to come back, yes. But is it really any more momentum than the bear side? Remains to be seen. Best potential right now is BWEN, Broadwind, BWEN, BWEN. Yeah, it's kind of a sigh day. But BWEN's got some potential if you can get a low risk price. I think right around here is where I would get some BWEN, so that's it looks like Xela is starting to reclaim a little bit as well as BBBY. You have to watch the reclaim strength. It needs to be equal to or stronger than the dump strength. Speed. Okay, I got a little position on BWEN. I'm ready to dump Prty if it fails. I mean, it basically is failing, but it could pick up. if it does not fail. BBBY, with this, what's the word? Pussyfooting or climb, pussyfooted climb that's going on right now. Reclaim. It's weak. That's not momentum. It's weak, but it can get to a tipping point. Sometimes even that kind of movement, little tiptoeing movement, can get to a tipping point, and it's enough to send it back to new highs and create some momentum. You never can know. Crowd psychology. Yeah, pretty cool, Ed. 14 line just noticed a blip, low activity volume. Yeah, okay, yeah, we were talking about that. HKD sitting about 1460. SHC not really going much of anywhere. We have some momentum alerts. GSUN, GME is moving, and CVNA. Let's take a look. Get any of these off, so I'll put it over here. No. GME. Yeah, GME is going from 18 to almost 19 right now. So this could be the start of something that you might want to be in for a couple of days. Yeah. Yesterday was a pretty decent candle, and today's continuation. I'm going to flatten Prty and put it on GME. That's how money works, folks. Scorpio tankers, anybody get in that yesterday with me? STNG. Had a fast bounce off of the 100 moving average, which it rarely touches, giving a rare opportunity to get in on what seems to be consistent bullish movement for about a year now. So this is just another attempt, and it seems to be working out. My option on that is up 29% for swing trade. Lays coming up, guys. That's the break on Lays. Pivot break, 4 points to an uptrend over VWAP at 315, and it is now 321. That's entry on Lays. And you'd want to risk that down to about 290 breakdown. So that's about 30 cents a risk at the moment. So for $100 of risk, you could get 300 shares. Yeah, everything else is pretty much under control. Bior is attempting to reclaim. And BBBY, see if it has anything left in it. Looks like Prty is failing out. A failure at 52. Failure of the 52 cent level is failure of the base. So that's the wrong direction. You don't sit there and kind of hope and like, oh, okay. If it's not going and it's supposed to be holding, but it's failing, you get out. You don't sit there going like, it's failing, but it might go. No, it didn't go. That's why you got in, for it to go. And now it did not. It already didn't go. And then it didn't hold either. So it is failing. And so that's when you got to let go. At a loss. Probably. What is the target price for Sting? 20, these swing trades, 20% moves. Stock, obviously. Options have nothing to do with fucking technical analysis. So, you want to get about a 20% move from the original signal entry, because that's where everyone's going to be getting out. Yeah. But if it gets there really fast, you might want to not take out 50%, but you might want to take out like 30% or 20% and kind of see what happens. So right now it's at 53.27, and the original entry was basically yesterday's close, and so it's up 3%. But you could do the projection, if roughly 51 is where you would have wanted to get in, times 1.2, 61. But, if you just draw a line on the top edge there, look at that. I mean, there's your targets. That would be the appropriate, greed level for you to be satisfied, with maximum greediness. Don't let it get beyond that, unless it's just doing it on its own. You pivot point trading on an intraday chart, you could let it go as high as it can go. All right, we're 16 minutes into the market open, and everything's pretty much flatlining, except for Amazon's making good progress. So I'll catch you back in the group. Thank you for tuning in this morning, and hopefully you got your orientation and understanding of the market and the hot stocks that are in play today. They're not working out. They're not going anywhere. But that's also going to change tomorrow. CPI information in the morning. All right. See you in the group. Have a good morning, everybody.